Hello, welcome back. It's Deadline Day Live, presented to you by Ball Street. I'm joined by Andy Brassel, of course. Hello, nothing very smart.
I look like your dad, don't I?
Well, my dad is a very fashionable man, so yes, there you go. See what I've done there? There we go, keep him sweet. I'm joined by Sam from Full Time Devils and Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV. We're going to start though with some breaking news work, and this is what the vast majority of people have turned up for, not of course to listen to you guys. Not really. We know you've brought the real audience. We've got Marco Reus being linked with a £40 million move to Arsenal. See the anticipation on Robbie's face. Fabio Borini could be on his way to QPR. £13.5 million bid accepted from Liverpool. Martin Odegaard, who I've mentioned several times, sounds like some sort of deodorant, on a £10 million move to Manchester United. And Aaron Lennon looks like he could be on his way to Stoke. So, let's start with Manchester United. Best place, all things going off at Old Trafford at the moment, mate. Are you happy with what's been going down?
We're having a lovely day.
It seems pleasant.
Yeah, we've heard some whispers that Nigel de Jong is next, but equally, there's whispers about everybody, isn't there, today?
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it immensely because it's always fun, isn't it? And Falcao came out of absolutely nowhere. But my favourite thing is that people seem concerned that we haven't got any defenders, which is true. Our defenders are useless, the ones we've got. But come to Old Trafford, we'll beat you 9-6. It's going to be amazing.
That does appear to be the way. I mean, Andy, it's been a pretty manic transfer window so far for Manchester United, and even more so today. Falcao, he looked done and dusted to Real Madrid. It looked like Man City was going to be, and then all of a sudden Man United, no, there you go, there's the money.
If you think about it, it makes the best sense with financial fair play, with the amount of money that's involved, even in a loan deal. And the fact that Monaco showed their hand a little bit too early by touting him around the biggest clubs in Europe and making it known we desperately need this guy off the wage bill.
You just suggesting by that they didn't type them to Man United by that logic, that they touted them to the biggest clubs.
No, they touted him to everyone,
including Man United. I'm just
the biggest club. Why we still get players with no Champions League football.
Yes, that is exactly the reason why Man United have signed all those big players on reputation alone. Carry on.
Well, that's right. I mean, I think it should work out okay for them, even if De Jong doesn't come. I think they've got the basis of a very, very good team. As a Lyon fan, I know exactly what it means to say, once we've got all our players back, it'll be absolutely fine. But I think, they've got the players that are going to suit the shape a little bit more. And, if Van Persie and Rooney are a bit put out, but it's good. If it demands a little bit extra from them, why should they walk into the team? They're the same as anyone else. It's one of the biggest clubs in the world. They should have to fight for their place.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the case to be made, they obviously mentioned the lack of defensive signings maybe coming in. I mean, we made the case earlier on in one of the shows that it could be papered over the cracks to a certain extent. And as you say, if it means that Man United just go and outscore everybody and you play some glorious attacking football, is that enough?
It'll be amazing, wouldn't it?
Well, it certainly worked for Liverpool last season. It worked for Man United 2 years ago signing Van Persie.
I think it'll be interesting because obviously Blind will sign, and obviously Rojo hasn't played yet. I mean, he was a World Cup finalist, and David Blind was Dutch Player of the Year, and he was exceptional for Holland at the World Cup. So it'll be interesting to see once everybody is available after the break, and because we've got a few injuries. But I mean, Johnny Evans hasn't looked great so far this season, but in previous years he's been excellent. Phil Jones.
Hey, Adam McCullough was certain that he was the best defender of the club.
Well, there was I think it was season before last or last season in the Champions League. He was in the Castro Index in terms of players rated on performance. Yeah. He was in the top 5. He was like behind Ronaldo, Messi, and Robin. Yeah.
The what index?
I think it's Castro.
Yeah, other motor oils are available. And indexes, I would guess, as well.
He has the ability to be very good, but he's been out for a while and he's turned up this season, and obviously he was terrible against MK Dons. Mm-hmm. But it's not the end of the world that we've got not the greatest strengths at the back, because we've got all these problems up front in terms of like where do you fit Mata. I mean, that's a wonderful problem to have for a football club.
It certainly is. I mean, it must be from a fan's perspective. That's great, isn't it? It's fantasy football stuff.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have got. I think they forget that football is there for us all to enjoy. There's all this business side of it, and it's all very cynical and corporate. And loads of people are going, "Oh, well, why get Falcao? Where are you going to play him? Oh, is he going to go centre back? Who the hell cares?
Whatever."
in the same football team is Falcao, Rooney, Van Persie, Mata, Di Maria. That's like fantasy.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I think people. whether you support Manchester or not, it's exciting that clubs have these options.
Yeah, no,
I think it's fun. Like, who cares if we let in 5 goals? If the team has the capability to go and score 7, that's exciting for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, if you lose 7-5, you've had a good day, you'll be disappointed you get the points, but...
Yeah, no, absolutely, fully agree. Right, we've got Robbie sat there, being very, very, very good and mature and not jumping in all over any of Sam's points there. We've got a comment as well.
I've got a lot to say today at the moment. That's
yeah. We've got a comment coming through on the stream from Ben Locke, says hashtag Robbie for PM. So there you go. We've got some Robbie fans tuning in. What do you make of that link then, Royce, a move for Arsenal? I mean, look, Arsene Wenger a week ago was saying, no need to panic buy. We don't spend money every time someone gets injured. And then the day after the match, he's saying, yeah, moves for strikers would be lovely. Looks like Falcao isn't going to go to Arsenal. He's not made that move. Remy's chosen Chelsea, it looks like. So, I mean, you've got to get someone in, you'd have thought.
Well, I mean, if Royce happened, that'd be an amazing deal. Well, I can't see that happening, to be honest, but it would be amazing if it did. I think I'll speak on behalf of most Arsenal fans to say that I'm absolutely gutted that we've let Falcao go to Manchester United. Yeah. I just can't understand. We need a striker at Arsenal.
They might have been all in for him, but he might
have gone... What I understood is that he got offered to Arsenal before. Well, he got offered to everybody, basically. Yeah. And to me, we got Champions League football. We've even got League Cup football we can offer, right? Right? And I just think that we've missed a trick by. Obviously, we're not privy to the deal, but we should have gone all in for a player like that because we need a striker. We saw it yesterday with Yaya Sanogo. He's a kid. He's trying his hardest, but he's not ready yet for that level. And we need a striker. And we had the same situation in January. And we're back here again, and it's very upsetting. But if Royce the window hasn't closed yet, but at the moment, Arsenal fans not feeling good.
The problem is, wage-wise, it's never going to work with Arsenal or Falcao because he earns twice as much and will expect to continue earning twice as much as Arsenal.
Why should that be a problem? We've got to start...
Because you can't have one player earning loads more than everyone else, especially when he's started one game since January.
Well, this is the point. If he's the best player, and he goes in and proves, and that's maybe the issue, isn't it? Arsenal aren't set up to to throw that kind of money out there.
Other options, even if you think Loic Remy is expensive, he's not that expensive. Even if you think Marco Reus, if that was possible, and like Robbie, I agree that that's not likely to happen, he wouldn't command anywhere near as much wages as Falcao.
But I think, to be honest, there must be a case, sorry Robbie, that just take the Robin van Persie thing. It's a couple of years ago. What price is centre forward who scores goals? You know, you can fight. Man United fired themselves to a league title with Robin van Persie. It looked a ridiculous signing for a guy with a spotty injury record as well. He'd had one really consistently brilliant season on the back of the move. So I mean, an Arsenal fan, you can't help but be wound up by the fact that you're not.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's not even so much the Falcao thing. It's because we've left it so late till the end of the day. We should have tied up a striker a couple of weeks ago.
But would you not have been all right if Giroud was
No, even if Giroud was fit, we still needed a striker. Giroud is an excellent striker, but we need a world-class striker. We needed it last year. Yeah. We needed it last year in January. We needed it last summer, and we didn't get it.
So who's to blame?
So I can only blame, and I love him, but I have to blame the manager. It's got to be full to Arsene Wenger.
Well, he's refereeing a charity game at the moment, isn't he?
So might pick up something there.
Maybe.
Some unknown Italian that we don't know about, maybe. But you have to blame the manager because a couple of weeks ago he said that we've got enough strikers. I don't believe we have. You know, we've got lots of brilliant attacking players, but focal point striker is what we need. We need a world-class one that in a game that's tight as yesterday's game against Leicester, a player that just gets like one chance, two chances, bang, it's a goal. And we haven't got that at the moment.
Jermaine Defoe being linked?
No, it's all
right. Are you saying you wouldn't accept?
No, thank you, Spurs, ex-Spurs player. No, if Falcao played for Spurs, I wouldn't want him. No, you're all right.
Wouldn't have taken a Diego Maradona in his prime if he'd
there's certain lines we don't cross here, you know.
Low Henry again.
Well, listen, we need a player of that ilk right now. That's what we're missing at Arsenal. And also, we're also missing a defensive midfielder. That's the other player that we all know at Arsenal that we need, that we haven't signed. And
are you going to say Sandro or mine?
Sandro?
Me?
Liquid.
Hey, player.
You're right again with Sandro. I mean, so I mean, there's been targets out there that we could have, got that they've been there all summer, and I don't know. The window hasn't closed yet, so I'm trying to remain positive and optimistic.
Doing a really good
I
job,
don't
Robbie.
see.
No, come on, Robbie. We're all gonna. If everyone can send Robbie a digital cuddle right about now, that might help him through.
I'll give you a
the rest of the day.
positive. The positive is that the signings that we've made so far have been brilliant. Chambers has been a revelation. Alexis Sanchez scored that goal yesterday. Scored that all-important goal to get us through next round of Champions League. Debuchy has looked like he's played there forever. All right, Ospina's been injured, but we know he's a top-class international goalkeeper. Yeah. The 4 signings have been excellent. Please, Arsene Wenger, don't mess up the window by not just finishing it off with those last couple of players that we need, because I truly believe if we got those players, we could be challenging for the title.
But it's almost the same old story for Arsenal, isn't it? They get to the end of a transfer window, and it's always that if only we just signed 1 or 2 more players here and there. They always seem to be a signing or 2 away from this perfect title challenging squad.
Well, it's the post-David Dean era, isn't it? You know, he had the know-how to get deals done. And whether clubs like it or not, you can't have this Uber manager anymore who deals with everything, who coaches the team, who picks the team.
Referees charity games.
Chooses the music that they run onto. Whatever. Transfer deals are so complicated these days, as we're seeing from the way these sagas come out and out and out, and it's so so elongated, that you need someone to take care of that. He needs help, but I think he's too stubborn to accept it, because there is a sense that globally Arsenal could be moving in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely. If you just joined us, welcome to Deadline Day Live via the medium Wall Street. We're talking Arsenal and Man United. Let's go back to Man United then. The Man United Departure Lounge, we've prepared an excellent graphic for this. I don't have it to hand, but I'm going to...
I can't think that there's a club in the world that would not want him on their bench. Whether he wants to be sat on the bench is a different... Well, he doesn't want to be sat on the bench, which is going to have the same problem at Real Madrid that he's got now, in that if the ball is in the box and he's anywhere near it, he scores no matter which angle his body is facing. Like, do you remember the header he scored? I think it was Stoke with the back of his head.
Yeah, it's like shooting on FIFA 97.
Yeah, he's just sensational anywhere near the goal. And he has this amazing criticism of him that people go, problem with Fernandes is he can only score goals. I mean, that is the whole point of football, to get some goals. As a team player, he's very limited. We all know that. Yeah. But inside the box,
which is the exact opposite of Danny Welbeck.
Yeah.
You could do everything but score.
You combine those 2 players. Yeah, so I think he'll get goals for Real Madrid and they do well. Whether he gets the time that he wants on the pitch is a different question. But I can't imagine there's any teams that would go, well, he's no good, because he's bringing off the bench. If the ball falls in the box and he's there, he's going to put it in the net.
I mean, there must be a case as well. He is. I mean, is it a permanent? It's only a
loan,
isn't it?
But I think it's very similar to Falcao in that it's a loan deal. But next year it's just a case of signing the contract, and I think it's like a 5 million or million something now, which becomes 17 next year.
What is becoming the classic FFP transfer?
Just avoid.
To spread the cost over a number of years.
It does seem absolutely crazy. Okay, a couple more players who've been linked with moves away. Tom Cleverley today, I mean, and they've been talking about his wage demands might be a stumbling block on him moving away.
Well, I think probably what's in his mind is the fact that he's free next summer. So he's not going to want to fall too short of the sort of deal he would be commanding then. The question is, what sort of market will be out there for him if he does nothing for this season? I know Valencia aren't what they were, but if it is true that they have made a firm bid for him, how can you even be choosing between that and Aston Villa? Really, no offence to Aston Villa.
I'd like to see him. I think he'd do well out in Spain. Everton is supposed to be after him as well now.
Apparently,
because he played under Martinez at Wigan.
Yes.
So,
and excelled for the first time, really.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry, bear with us 2 seconds. Come on, Matt. You're clearly eager to get in here and also get on camera. That's fine.
Joey Barton's saying that he won't cheat on Jim White, but he's mentioned on Twitter. So can we get Joey to watch? Anyone watching should at him.
Yeah, apparently. Joey at Joey7 Barton, of course, because everyone follows him. Said he'd never cheat on Jim White with any other. We've shared this special day for years. Listen, Barton, get your act together, lad. Or I'll nip up and tell your family in Heighton, it's only up the road from me, that you've basically betrayed Ball Street.
you want to go near Joe Barton's family?
No. Stop interrupting the hot Tom Cleverley chat for Joe Barton stuff.
I think Tom Cleverley is a decent Premier League midfielder, and if his wages stop him going to a club of which he is the same level, that is what's wrong with football, because he shouldn't be earning money that those teams shouldn't be able to spend, because that's the level he's at.
Yeah.
I know it's my club's fault. Not that I own Manchester United.
Yes,
It's United's fault that he's earning that much money, but he shouldn't be in the first place, because he's a decent midfield player, isn't he? Like, he'd do a job for any sort of mid-table team. Would you agree? I think that's probably fair. You know, like Tom Cleverley, Andy?
Yeah, well, there's something there, but he's really hit a brick wall. I just think a move that would demand a lot of him, which I think Valencia would. I mean, look at the way Danny Parejo's improved since he's been there. He looked a dead loss at QPR, and when he arrived first of all at Valencia, but he's really worked his way. And you know, it's a potentially huge club. There's a lot of money going in there. Why not back yourself? Come on.
He probably needs to take himself off the sort of social media radar in England, doesn't he, to a certain extent.
Do you reckon he'd knock out a lot of clothes over there in Valencia?
Yeah. Right, before we move on and continue to talk about more stuff, we've got the top 5 board here. Earlier on last week's show, we discussed the top 5 best signings of the window so far. This is what we sort of negotiated, wasn't it?
Well, I think it was pretty unilateral the way you stuck that Mr. Number 5 in there, wasn't it?
He's done so well to get on there.
It's a big name. Look, the reason I was the one who put him 5 and 5.
Alexis should be higher than number 3. What's going on?
Well, this is right. Now that we've got a fresh set of eyes on this, the big question, of course, is where does Falcao fit into this top 5? Or anyone else? We've asked you on Twitter to let us know via @BallStreet what you think your top 5 best signings of the summer should be. You can go with this if you just want to add Falcao in for someone else, by all means do. If you think you want to invent a whole new top 5, go wild. Just do it. Boys, I think there's a certain room for debate there. Just to clarify, Alexis Sanchez hadn't scored a goal for Arsenal prior to this board being constructed. So I think there's a case to, and Di Maria was rubbish. So,
but are we looking at this from the views of the time the transfer is made? So, because like Falcao, for example, hasn't played yet, or Di Maria's playing, and Costa's had a great start, but so do we look at it from the perspective of the time the transfer was made? So games they've played don't count, or are we saying from they've already started playing?
Listen, you're a guest.
I don't know.
You're a guest on this show.
I'm curious.
You just go whatever feels natural to you. As long as you keep all of your clothes on, that's fine.
I suppose you'd have to replace. You'd have to put Falcao near the top. I mean, he's a massive name, isn't he? Put him below Alexis. Take Lukaku out.
We're just going to bin Lukaku.
Do you not think Lukaku is a better signing for Everton than Balotelli is for Liverpool in terms of how that player improves the club?
I think Balotelli though has star quality as well.
Yeah, no.
He brings a bit of star quality. I mean, if you're talking
I'm
about,
feeling an anti-Balotelli agenda coming in from full-time Devils.
I mean the signing for the value of the club.
Yeah,
Lukaku is huge for Everton.
Oh no, listen.
Balotelli for Liverpool doesn't have the same.
Yeah, if you're doing it overall,
impact. Yeah,
Balotelli's got to be. Balotelli's a signing that when it was made, it got a lot of people. You know, they were excited about it. So, well, you know, he's a big name. Come on, so.
Yeah, you can't argue that.
Well, no, look, Sky Sports News had people down there in the club shop getting the shirt, some woman getting her son's shirt printed, because that's news. You know what I mean?
To be honest, I'd have Falcao. You'd have to have Falcao probably. I mean, if you're going by names, Falcao should be at the top, shouldn't he, really?
Oh, you can't be shifting Dirty Diego from number 1. There's no way.
But if you're going by a player...
Thank goodness he's got his coffee empire, eh?
Man United fans...
But we can be realistic about this. We can just put this down.
Okay.
Because I'm nice, Robbie. I'll put Alexis above Di Maria.
Well, he is above Di Maria anyway. You lot wasted a lot of money on Di Maria. Good player.
There we go. So the way the full-time Devils, the Man United fan channel, is that Falcao is the best signing of the summer so far, followed by Costa.
Hey, hold on, I didn't say he was the best signing of the summer.
Well, hang on.
I'm going to go with who's... I'm just going by names there, big
Listen, I was going with whose man's hands were on the board.
You're putting headlines on stuff here. This is irresponsible journalism.
Welcome to Ball Street Deadline Day Live, if you're just joining us. The home of irresponsible journalism. Falcao tops our top 5 leaderboard for best signings of the summer, according to Full-Time Devils and Full-Time Devils only. I'm saving Robbie.
But no, he's
Alexis
not.
Sanchez.
Costa is the best signing so far.
Fabregas isn't even on the list. Took number 1.
So Costa's going back to the top of the chart.
Right, we'll do this properly.
Okay.
Yeah, Costa number 1.
What do you think?
I'd have Alexis at number... Hold on, wait. Yeah, Alexis at number 2.
Okay. Robbie's going for Alexis Sanchez. Go on,
I'm not upset with that.
let's collaborate.
I'll have...
I'll say Maria.
Fabregas at number 3.
No.
Fabregas, Di Maria.
I'm putting Di Maria at number 3.
Right.
Fabregas can go 4.
Fabregas can go 4, yeah. No Balotelli. Look, you're not going to get an argument from me on that.
Is that right?
Well, Mr. Everton fans, have we got any Everton fans watching at home? Do you
can't
agree?
leave Balotelli out.
Full-time Devils have basically shunned your
go
football
6.
club and your record centre-forward sign. The best under-21 centre-forward in world football has just been kicked off the list.
If you're
by
doing
full-time
it...
Devils. Are you having that? Let us know by
Put him
tweeting us
back
at
in,
Ball
I've taken
Street.
Falcao out.
Right, see
Just
Falcao.
for influence on the club, Lukaku will mean more to Everton and will get them more points this season than Falcao will get.
Listen,
Man
if
United.
they
Really?
look,
You think?
Listen, if Alex Ferguson was still in charge, he wouldn't have been having any of this flip-flopping. It's all this we sack managers thing
Because
now.
our minds are blown. I don't know what to trust anymore.
Exactly. This is what's going on. Look, it used to be all stability at Man United, and now changing the board constantly.
Leave a space on there for Royce.
If he turns us down, you haven't got a hope.
What would Brendan do? Put them all in an envelope and we'd be...
Robbie, I mean, if Arsenal don't complete any signings between now and 11 o'clock,
World-class striker.
you really do need a digital cuddle, don't you? At Arsenal fan
you're
TV
right,
on
you're
Twitter.
A lot of chat about Welbeck going to Spurs or Arsenal today. A lot of chat.
Welbeck.
Look at not that Sturridge is the perfect example in terms of like-for-like players, but Sturridge moved around a lot and didn't get that length of time to play in his favourite central position. He got a few games here and a few games there. Welbeck's never been able to play as a centre forward, which is where he wants to play, for any length of time because we've got much better ones. Yeah. I think if you give him a loan to a Premier League club and say, play him up front, give him that chance, he's only 23.
It's not for us.
It could be excellent. I don't think we're giving you. You wouldn't let us have a man.
No, I don't think we don't need a player like Welbeck. You know? He's a good player.
Young centre forwards who aren't proven goal scorers.
He's not a
goal. Got them already. Sure.
He's not a goal scorer. He's not better than and if you're going to put him out on the wing, he's not better than Oxlade-Chamberlain, players like that. So,
but I think he needs to be played up front because Drogba, for example, is another player who, at the age of 23,
you can't compare him to Drogba.
No, I'm not. But I'm just making the point that there are strikers who, when they were younger, weren't doing that well. I wouldn't write him off for the rest of his career and say he's not a top 4 player. I think he could be if he gets that chance to play consistently where he wants to play.
As an example.
Yeah, although there's a distinct difference between Ian Wright and Didier Drogba and even Olivier Giroud because they didn't hit the top level till later. It's not as if they were failing at the top level.
No, but it's a case of he hasn't had that run of games where he wants to play. If you keep playing him on the wing, he'd do all right and he does a good job. But when he gets in front of goal, because especially when he plays for England, some of his finishes are excellent because they're instinctive. It's like he's like that play. It's a bit like Torres in that it's almost like he's shy of confidence in front of goal because if you see him and he's got time to think about shooting, it's going to fly over the bar or go out for a throw-in or something embarrassing. Like he will not get near the goal because there's like a pressure on him because he wants to be a goal scorer. And he's put that pressure on himself. I want to be playing centre forward. I want to be the man that scored the goals. So when he's in front of the goal, he panics because he desperately wants to do so well. So I think if you give him a chance, give him 10, 15, give him a season of playing games as a centre forward, then judge him as a centre forward. Yeah. Don't judge him as a centre forward from playing 3 seasons as a winner.
He's had a loan move before at Sunderland.
Yeah.
Where he played all right, but again, he didn't score loads and loads of goals. He's not a natural goal scorer. He's just not a natural goal scorer.
The thing about Danny Welbeck for me is he's got phenomenal amount of talent. He's clearly, I think he's a smashing football, but he has that weird thing of, in one touch you think, well beater, and then the second touch you think he's the worst player I've ever seen in my entire life.
You could actually be describing Didier Drogba there, I think.
Okay.
You know,
sort of what, pre-Marseille or?
No. I think even coming into the beginning of his spell at Chelsea, I think it's an extraordinary thing about Drogba, how he can look like the best player in the world a lot of the time. And sometimes he just pulls out a touch where you think he's a conference player.
But he always scored goals, didn't he? He always scored goals, even when he was at Marseille.
For the first 2 seasons at Chelsea.
He was adjusting, but then as soon as he adjusted, goals galore.
Right. Sorry, boys, I'm just going to jump in there. We've had Tamzid Hossein on the comments said it should be number 1, Di Maria, 2 Costa, 3 Falcao, 4 Alexis and 5 Balotelli. Di Maria top. If you agree or disagree with that, do let us know in the comments next to the video or tweet us at Ball Street. That's a bold shout, Di Maria, to go top. Even Sam's not done that. And he's had 15 attempts at changing this board around.
I think he's a great signing for us because we lack that sort of quality, especially if you look at like Ashley Young and Valencia. But if you look at the impact he's having on his team, he's not the best signing of the season. He's a great signing from Manchester United's perspective, but I think like Costa is going to be excellent at Chelsea.
Yeah. And as we saw with Real Madrid yesterday, he's a huge, huge loss for them.
Yeah, I think they're going to. I think it's like when they sold Ozil and suddenly they were a little bit lacking in people to give Ronaldo the ball.
Well, people in Madrid are actually comparing it in terms of importance as more of them selling Makelele in 2003 to Chelsea, which is a big shout, isn't it?
Yeah. The thing about Di Maria is he's not like he doesn't sell shirts, does he? And when they bought him, it wasn't like let's fill the stadium. That's what I mean, yeah. But so no one at Madrid is worried. People in England don't rate him so highly. They think, he just couldn't play because Ronaldo played. I think there's quite a few people that don't see him so highly because they see Bale and Ronaldo scoring all the goals at Madrid and they think, well, what's Di Maria doing? Someone the other day on our channel was like, well, he only scored 4 league goals, but he set up so many. He's not there to score all the goals. That wasn't his job.
Yeah. We've got another shout. Dave Hornby, he says, I'd take Cleverly at Villa. Better than what we currently have, and as a point to prove, just depressing when Kagawa went back to Dortmund for less than Cleverly expected to go for. It's a great point, that, isn't it? Yeah. Kagawa, I mean, what a player he was until he came to Man United.
Goes in the bracket of Berbatov and Varane. Exceptionally talented.
Berbatov?
Yeah, a really good player, but the team was never really built around them, or they never fit what we were doing. Like we bought Berbatov when our whole team was built to counter with Ronaldo. So everything would move so quickly. The ball would move to Berbatov, and then he'd still have it 10 seconds later, and the defence moved back, and everything would slow down.
So with the failure of those 3 players, sorry for interrupting, is the fault ultimately with Sir Alex Ferguson?
To a certain extent, yeah. Well, I don't understand why he bought Berbatov. You could see what Berbatov was about from the beginning, and I love it. I think he's amazing. But he was never going to fit into a team that worked on the counter-attack because he doesn't move that quickly. When he gets the ball, he takes his time. Yeah, he's not. I never thought he was lazy, but he wasn't. He's not a counter-attacking forward, is he? So why buy him if you're going to play that football? It just didn't make sense. I think if Ferguson had stayed, I think Rooney perhaps would have gone and Kagawa would have taken that role. And I think maybe that's why Ferguson bought him, because he was falling out with Rooney. And he made comments in the press about, of course, Wayne Rooney's place. Isn't say if he can't assume he'll be every week. Shinji Kagawa was an amazing footballer, but because then he was going to leave and Moyes wanted to keep Rooney, and Kagawa never really got running. Like he got injured after like 3 months in his first season. Yeah. That took him out for like the next 4 months. So he never really got going for him. But he's an immensely talented footballer. It just hasn't worked.
Yeah, we always said with Bob Berbatov that he's the reason why you're not allowed to have pockets and shorts in football. Like, cause literally, that's what he would have been doing the whole time. Yeah, let's quickly go back to the comments then. Let's see what we've got. Oh, there's some ones we definitely can't read out here.
I can just see where is Fabregas without my reading glasses.
Where is Fabregas?
He's on there now. He's on there now.
Number 4. Yeah, we got a Twitter competition run, and we asked you to tweet in your pictures from where you're watching this live stream. The best one gets entered into our prize draw for one of our boss prizes. We showed it already. We've got a signed Ian Wright Campo Retro shirt there to give away if you're not an Arsenal fan. We've got a non-signed Kenny Dalglish Liverpool replica jersey. We've got Ball Street stuff. There's a small fit. Oh, there he is. Hang on. The top prize. Maran Fellaini. Incredible. That is incredible. We're going to leave him there for now. So tweet in your pictures. We'll be doing one every hour with these live updates. 5 past every hour. You know what? Let's just go for it and let's see what people have sent in. Right, we're going to give it to @GaryForrest32, who's tweeted us in from glorious Alicante and put his nipples in the shot as well, which is providing everyone with a thrill. If we can get that one retweeted out. So you want to see that, do follow @BallStreet if you want to see someone's nipples, as everyone needs to do to give themselves a lift on deadline day. Right, let's find out what prize you've won then, Gary. Sam, can you pick a number from 1 to 13, please, excluding the number 2?
This is exciting. 9.
9.
He's thinking.
Oh, he's done it! The Mario and Fellaini Soccer Stars action figure is winging its way to you via the post.
I'm really sorry. I feel really bad. I mean, you are in Alicante though, so it's not all bad.
Yeah, yeah. We might tell us do the account. If you're living in Alicante, we might not be able to afford the postage over there, so you can come and pick it up in person if you want, or just leave it.
If I had the power, I'd give you the real Fellaini. You could keep him. You could like put sun cream on your back, get your drink.
It was a great signing for you last year, wasn't it?
No.
Just like these are great signings. I mean, I just get the feeling with United, are you thinking about the signings you're making? The players that they're buying, you don't need really. I saw you guys against MK Dons. You need some defenders, mate.
Yeah, that's
right?
true. That's
Buy
true.
the players you need. Fellaini is a prime example, right, of your signing policy, and then you blame it all on Alex Ferguson, what he left. No, it wasn't what Fergie left.
That was Woodward.
Fergie left you guys a title-winning team.
Don't want to look at him. Yeah.
He left you guys a title-winning team, and it's been the manager since. They're not signing the right players. Can't get my head around the Falcao thing.
Just carry on.
It's not a jealousy. Okay. It's a great. Falcao's a great player, but do you need him?
Can I ask you this, right? We need a world-class centre back, right? Mm. One is not available. If one is available, they won't come to Manchester United for whatever reason. Falcao is available. Why'd you go, nah, I don't need him, he's centre back. Why wouldn't you take the best players in the world when they're available?
I think the thing with Manchester United is simply that they've got to keep bums on seats at Old Trafford. They've got to keep fans turning up week in, week out because they can't afford the Malays to carry on from last season. And if United don't pick up their performances soon and start playing some decent football, it'll happen. But if you buy Falcao and Di Maria, there's people who will go, I'll turn up just to watch.
Definitely, and Di Maria has got value. I think, like when you were talking about how Kagawa didn't work, it's interesting because you can partially blame Sir Alex Ferguson, but you have to look at Kagawa as well. People were talking about him taking over the number 10 from Rooney. I'm not convinced that would have worked. At Dortmund, he was at his best when he was at the left, cutting in. So Andy, maybe the system didn't suit him. I think the thing is, Van Gaal, the way he works and the players he wants are players, and Falcao is an exception. Di Maria, Daley Blind can play in 3 or 4 different positions. Yeah. Those are the sort of players he wants. And that is where Man United of Moyes starts becoming Man United of Van Gaal, and thus a successful Man United.
Bums on seats, they already bought Mata. They bought Di Maria, and excellent players. I don't know. They seem to be buying the players. This is my personal opinion.
I think Mata's a crazy signing. I agree with you.
Yeah, totally. I think he was. It didn't upset me because I've been a huge fan of Mata for years.
It's a great player, but did you need him? That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely not.
It didn't fix any problems at the time, obviously. It was just he was available because he wasn't getting paid at Chelsea. I think that's why he bought it. But I'm not upset that someone of that quality is in our squad. I'm not going to go, well, we didn't really need him. Should we just get rid of it?
But you said, right, okay, boys, come on. Wind the next in.
Not like a little argument with United fans.
Right, you want a Falcao update? Go on.
His
plane is in British airspace. Dun, dun, dun. His arrival is imminent at Manchester Airport. As we say, there's literally going to be a number of people stood there.
The boys from the Arsenal shot one
down. So yeah, do let us know your thoughts on it. Keep tweeting in your pictures of where you're watching the live stream from, and you can to win one of our awesome prizes. You'll be happy to know the Fellaini doll is gone. So there are predominantly good prizes left, although there is a dog-sized Brazil shirt. Let's in fact, I've got that here. Hang on a second. Do you want a Brazil shirt for your dog? Yeah. A Brazilian-sized dog shirt. A dog-sized Brazilian shirt. Yeah. Brazilian-sized. What? You want to see right again? Thank you very much. Look, just shout in, man. It's fine. And we've got the signed Ian Wright shirt as well. So tweet in your pictures of where you're watching that. The more interesting, the better. We've got a topless photo from Alicante, which isn't as sexy as it sounds, unless that's your kind of thing. So keep them coming in by tweeting us at Ball Street, and do let us know, of course, your top 5s if you agree or disagree with what we've made the changes to. Should Falcao be in there? Should Mario Balotelli be back on there? So many people shaking their head for that camera. No. Right, we're going to wrap it up there. We're going to be back at 5 past the next hour, which is 5 past 5, for all your transfer updates and breaking news. And don't forget to follow all these boys, of course, Andy Brassel, but of course, Robbie at Arsenal Fan TV and some Full Time Devils as well. And check out their channels tomorrow. Not today, because you're going to be staying tuned to Ball Street for the rest of the night, all the way up to deadline day closing. Anyway, see you there.